Director Cordray, let's have a conversation. Our committee sent you a subpoena back in December asking for documents regarding a variety of issues as discrimination, such as discrimination and retaliation, auto lending, and others. And despite you saying the CFPB is committed to transparency and compliance, always answer our letters, never duck or dodge, you all have failed once again to respond adequately to this subpoena. Additionally, the committee sent this letter right here. I have a copy of it. I'll submit to the for the good of the order, on how all of you are complying with the subpoena regarding the such terms that you all are using. Will you commit, Director Cordray, to providing this information to our committee here, right now?
We continue to work with the committee.
Will you commit
the subcommittee
to providing information and complying to the request of this subpoena from your office? Will you,
I'd be glad to know specifics from you.
If so, when?
I'd like to know specifics about how we have not complied. I know that in response to that we have
failed to comply.
In what way?
You haven't responded to the subpoena or to the letter.
Of course we've responded. We've produced another, I think, 20,000 pages of documents.
Not in any adequate way, shape, or form.
Tell me how it's inadequate.
Will you absolutely right now commit to complying with our committee? If so, when?
We have been working to comply all along. We will continue to
working to comply, Director Cordray, is what we call ducking and dodging. Let me move on. Director Cordray, last year I asked a question about who gave the authorization to renovate the leased headquarters of your agency. And I haven't forgotten the response you gave to me, which was, and I quote, "And why does it matter to you?" Well, Director, it still matters to me because that is government expenditure of $215 million of taxpayer money. Last year you said that Treasury made the decision. However, the committee sent a letter to Treasury asking about it, and they said that you, the CFPB, made the decision. Clearly, both of you can't be right, sir. You've had a year since that last time I've asked to look into this, and so who authorized the renovation, sir?
Okay, so first of all, this has been misstated and garbled. Okay, I never said that. Why would you look into an expenditure of funds? You're entitled to look into expenditure of funds, and I appreciate that oversight. And we have given you.
You said, "Why does it matter to you?" And it matters to the taxpayers. It certainly deserves to the Missouri 2nd Congressional District people that I represent.
The "it" was not expenditure of public funds. The "it" was who signed off originally.
Who authorized it? I just simple question. Who?
Okay. So,
because I've got more questions, sir. Who authorized it?
As I said to you, and I've said it to this committee numerous times, I later reaffirmed that decision, and I continue to stand behind the decision.
You know, so Elizabeth Warren, reclaiming my time because you're clearly not answering the question again. As you know, Elizabeth Warren was working at Treasury as a special advisor and was understood to be responsible for setting up the Bureau. She also published a blog post announcing that the CFPB headquarters would be located at 1700 G Street. So let me ask you, was it Elizabeth Warren who absolutely ordered and authorized the renovation, sir?
I don't know. It seems like that's what you're trying to get me to say.
I want the truth, sir. Okay. Who ordered a $215 million expenditure of renovations using the taxpayers' money?
So first of all, it's not $215 million. That's never been true. It's not accurate. We've corrected the record on that numerous times. Second, I have reaffirmed that decision, and I take responsibility and accountability for it.
So you're saying that you gave the authorization for that?
So I was not in the position at the time.
All right, reclaiming my time.
We did not have
reclaiming my time, Mr. Cordray, it is my time. It is really unbelievable that you don't know who authorized it and that you won't get
that's not, look,
Mr. Cordray,
the first year.
Reclaiming my time, especially since you don't even own it. And you know that the building's been assessed at $150 million. It really makes me question how else the CFPB spends its money. Last month, Representative Barr, a great colleague of mine, questioned Chair Yellen on whether the Federal Reserve approves the CFPB's budget and whether the Fed is even able to veto specific funding requests. The answer to both of those questions was no.
Congress set up that system.
I'm not finished, Director Cordray. Okay. So, Director Cordray, how exactly does this work? You simply send the Federal Reserve an invoice, and as long as it doesn't hit the caps that were set by Dodd-Frank, then it's approved automatically. How does this happen?
Okay. We're simply carrying out the law that Congress enacted. You and your colleagues in the Congress, or those who preceded you, enacted that law. We're carrying it out.
Time of the gentlelady has expired.